This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh my word, everybody. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and they are looking more and more and more and more like the lowly Angels that we have gotten oh so used to in the past decade plus. The Angels turn a 4-2 lead into a 10-4 loss. They've now lost 6 games in a row, 8 of their last 9, and their 8-4 start to the regular season is now a 12-18 record. That's right. They've gone 4-14 in their last 18 ball games, clearly 5th in the AL West, nearing the bottom of the entire American League. And they have just absolutely turned a great start and great energy and great optimism. Not optimism that this team was going to win the division, not even optimism that this team was going to make the playoffs despite being 8-4. Just optimism that this team was going to at least be competitive for as long as possible, give our young players valuable late March baseball where they're playing meaningful games. Excuse me, not March baseball. Excuse me. I don't know why I said that. When they're playing, I'm clearly thinking about the NBA. And for those who don't know, by the way, I'm at Intuit Dome in a basement right now, watching the Clippers score on my screen here, making sure we pull out this Game 6 win. But what I was trying to say is you start 8-4, and we are normal enough, not normal. We've suffered enough. We are poor, lowly, sad, depressed, cruel, just abused, as the word I was looking for, abused Angels fans, right? We started 8-4, and no one was still saying playoffs or anything like that. We were saying, okay, maybe, just maybe, this is a team that could be playing meaningful baseball past June, past July, into August, into September, dare I say, right? And instead, we are, in the blink of an eye, debating if we're going to be picking 5th, 4th, 3rd, being one of the worst teams in baseball. It's absolutely brutal. First and foremost, shout out to everybody in here. A lot of the familiar faces and some new ones. Angels fan, Vinny, B. Dave, Jonathan Gilbert, Vinny, Larry S., Nathan, Real Marco Polo, Angels win, Aaron, everybody else, Giga Chad, Dave, Jeff, shout out TFL, of course. Shout out to all of you in here. And I do have to say, the comment of the day was from Dave at the beginning, where he says this, and it's so true. At the start of the season, this team was finding ways to win games. They are now finding ways to lose them. Poetic from Dave. And it's so true, because how many times was I saying, man, this Angels team looks different because they're turning 4-2 deficits into wins, right? Who remembers that? I think it was the 3rd series of the season in St. Louis, and we were turning late inning deficits into extra inning leads, into blown extra inning leads and ties, into further extra inning leads. I hope that made sense. Blowing leads, or overcoming deficits, gaining leads, then blowing the leads, but still winning the game, right? We still had the Angels in us of choking games, but then still we were able to close them out. It was a new era for the Angels, it looked like, for 2 weeks, where not only was this team going to win games it should win against terrible teams, but we're going to win games we shouldn't win against decent teams coming back, or winning 2 out of 3 against the Giants, having the crazy Joe Adell comeback that no one would expect in general, let alone against a good team. But boy, talk about a complete 180, a complete 360, 10 times over. You're up 4-2 in this ball game. You finally get a decent start from Kikuchi. He goes 5 innings, gives up just 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 solo shots, by the way. Outside of that, he was almost perfect in this one. You've got a 4-2 lead, and Oh my goodness, does the bullpen and one guy in particular collapse? And that's where we start today's show. And I say start 5 minutes in, but that's where we officially start today's show with the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Now, obviously, this game is lost with 8 runs being scored in the final 2 innings by the Detroit Tigers. And the turning point, without a doubt, is when Reid Detmers enters this ball game and absolutely collapses again. Now, we talked about what he did yesterday, and maybe there could be a debate, right? Sure, did he give up 5 hits and 5 earned runs without recording an out, turning a 3-3 tie into an 8-3 deficit and an eventual 9-3 loss? Yes, he did. But wait. 3 or 4 of the 5 hits were weak contact, right? And, Gavin, you talk all the time about exit velo. Maybe, we got to give him some, I don't know, benefit of the doubt, some kindness, some sympathy, right? And Logan O'Hoppe did have a pass ball that turned first and second into second and third. And I was not on that. I said that Julio Rodriguez had a huge double, a couple of the base hits that were weak contact, weren't on good pitches or anything like that. I was not there defending Detmers. If some remember the rant I had earlier in the season when people were asking me after Kikuchi had a couple bad starts, wait, Gavin, doesn't Detmers deserve to be in the rotation maybe? Isn't Detmers more of a starter than a reliever? And I was getting furious because I'm saying, I don't care if Detmers is more of a starter than a reliever. You have 5 starters on a baseball team, and he's not one of the 5 best starting pitchers in this organization. So whether he's more of a starter than a reliever, it does not matter. Either he's a reliever right now or get ready to speak DFA'd, buddy, right? Get ready to speak DFA'd if you're not going to be a reliever because you're not one of the 5 best starters. And yesterday, there was some benefit of the doubt, or not some benefit of the doubt. There was some, conversation that could be had, some nuance because of the weak contact. Today, he was just terrible. He was just terrible. And it's even more ridiculous when you're up 4-2 and you've played pretty darn well, right? Outside of 2 solo shots given up by Kikuchi, he was solid. Burke comes in and he has a scoreless 6th inning, gets a strikeout, no hits, no walks. Perfect. Zephyr John comes in. He does give up 1 run, so he did make it 4-3, sure. But you still have a lead, Reid Detmers. You still have a lead. How in the world do you blow this? How in the world do you blow this? It was infuriating. It really was. Detmers comes in, and I don't know what you were expecting, but I had a bad feeling. I really did. And so Zephyr John starts the top of the 8th, for those who don't know, gives up a leadoff single to Gleyber Torres. Okay, that's fine. Detmers comes in to replace Zephyr John. And what does he do? The first at-bat, he walked Green. Now, sure, was it on 6 pitches? Was it on a full count? Yes. But he also started the count 3-0, then gets 2 strikes, and then throws a ball nowhere near the zone to walk Green. The last thing you need to do, winning a ball game with the runner on first base, is pitch around Riley Green. Then Andy Ibanez comes up. It's now first and second, and he absolutely rips. Another 3-2 pitch, fastball right down the middle. Now, still, some people, including maybe myself, were thinking, maybe you got to give him a little bit of sympathy. Back-to-back full counts. He's forced to throw a pitch in the zone on 3-2. He did come in inheriting a base runner, yada, 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 right? But the base hit and the error from Joe Adell, which don't get me started, Joe Adell, turns it from 4-2 to 4-3. If you don't know, the base hit up the middle by Ibanez, Adell bobbles it for no reason, and Colt Keith scores. Green gets the third, Ibanez gets the second. So once again, just like the game yesterday, Detmers doesn't get help either. God forbid the fielders do anything to help him out while he sucks. But they did not. Spencer Torkelson comes up. It's now 4-3. He's able to get a ground out. Nice. No run score. Runners stay at second and third. Really just a horrible swing from Torkelson, if you ask me. But still, you got the lead. You got an out. You get a 2-2 count to Zach McKinstry. And what do you do? You throw a fastball right down the middle. Right down the middle. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. Once again, Joe Adell bobbles it. Infuriating. Allows Ibanez to get to third, McKinstry to get to second. So Adele, who is not doing enough at the plate to justify doing nothing in the field, makes it harder on his already awful reliever, Reid Detmers. 4-4. Dylan Dingler comes up, and with his dumb name, Dylan Dingler hits as they said on the Tigers broadcast, Dylan Dinger. 2-2 pitch once again, 2-strike pitch. You can't defend, it's a 2-strike bat. Have a put-away pitch, man. Fastballs down the middle with 2 strikes in the count, whether it's 3-2 or 2-2 is ridiculous. And then here, 2-2, and he absolutely hangs a meatball slider right down the middle that Dingler hits 101 exit velo, 409 feet, and just like that, it's 7-4. As there are cheers outside of my room, I believe the Clippers officially won the ball game, which is amazing there. Clippers force a game 7. I'm very happy about that. But infuriating that you can turn a 4-3 lead and a runner on first into 7-4. 7-4. I don't care if there's a runner on first. I don't care if Adele does one thing wrong, 2 things wrong. The same way I don't care if Ohapi throws one or lets one get by him yesterday. There's no world where you can do that. 2 games in a row. Below 2 games. You can make the argument that if it's not for Reid Detmers, the Angels are 2-0 the last 2 games. Right? Oh, it's so infuriating. Yes, and obviously McDaniels didn't do any better in the top of the 8th, in the top of the 9th inning. He gives up a walk to Colt Keith, Andy Ibanez with another RBI single, and then Torkelson goes deep, 102.9 exit velo, 386 feet off of McDaniels. That made it 10-4. 10-4. We're going to take our break here. When we come back, we still have a couple things to talk about. We do have to talk about home runs from Jorge Soler and Logan Ohapi. Mike Trout, who was supposed to play, was nowhere to be found today. And we do have an unfortunate update about what was supposed to be tomorrow's meet and greet. We'll talk about those things after our break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. Now, today's show is brought to you by the Amazon Fire Stick TV. Now, did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? You can turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to go. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, including EA Sports College Football 25, which is my favorite video game of all time, to Call of Duty, as easily as you stream your favorite shows. What if you could jump into your favorite Xbox titles without needing your console in every room? I mean, it's an absolutely amazing concept. You can do that. And if you ever wanted to try out Xbox games without the big upfront investment of a console, you can do that as a low-pressure way to start exploring. If you already have a console, a Fire TV Stick 4K device is more affordable and easier when you want to travel. For example, I am traveling tomorrow, and if I had this, man, that would be nice. Don't have to worry about bringing my console to where I'm going. So head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. And today's show is also brought to you by Monarch Money. You ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Amen. Especially it's May 1st, the turn of the month. I'm paying for rent. I'm paying for my credit card bills. Where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food, takeout specifically. Now I budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Back here live on another losing edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Angels have lost 6 games in a row, 8 of their last 9, and their 8-4 start to the 2025 season is now a 12-17 record. This time, the Angels turn a 4-2 lead into a 10-4 loss as they give up 5 runs in the top of the 8th, 3 runs in the top of the 9th, do nothing at the plate outside of a couple home runs, and they continue the skid. Kikuchi still does not have a win. Feel bad for him. Obviously, he does not pick up the decision in this one, as it was Reid Detmers who collapsed in the 8th, and McDaniels collapsed as well. The Angels did a few things offensively that we'll talk about briefly. But first, we do have to talk about Mike Trout. I'm getting right to it because, of course, if you somehow didn't hear the news, if you missed the show yesterday, Trout leaves yesterday's game with a knee injury almost exactly a year after he left the game in 2024 with a knee injury that ended up being a meniscus tear, right? Yesterday after the game, Ron Washington and the Angels, they said it was knee soreness, that it was precautionary. Mike Trout said he was feeling better as each hour went on and that he thought he would play on Thursday. Well, Thursday rolls around and surprise, 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 surprise. Guess who was not playing today? Mike Trout. I am a Mike Trout defender. I love Mike Trout. I love him. He's the best Angel ever. I don't care what anybody says. But was anybody surprised that he was not playing today? No. And was anybody saying, yesterday saying, it's knee soreness, it's precautionary? No. I was telling you it. You were agreeing with me yesterday. I am not saying it is just knee soreness. I am not saying it is precautionary until he is not only back on the field, but playing multiple games in a row without any issues with the knee, right? So instead of him even coming out and playing and then maybe saying it didn't feel great, so I'm going to rest tomorrow, nowhere to be found. And now we have to wonder, there's still scans, right? What happened to precautionary? Now there's still ongoing scans in that same left knee that he tore and retore the meniscus in. And I'm supposed to hear, they're just rescanning. Not good. Not good. Not quite time to panic, but certainly was never time to celebrate when they said it was precautionary, right? You know, when you see him leave and you hear knee injury from there, your confidence goes from 100% that he's going to be healthy to 0, right? And then when they say, it's precautionary, it's knee soreness, other players, other franchises, it goes from 0 back to like 80. You're like, it's precautionary. You know, some players who maybe had an injury here or there, or anybody on the Angels, right? Instead of it going from 0 to 80, maybe it's 0 to 50 in terms of optimism. But I'm not lying. Yesterday, when they said it was just knee soreness and that it was precautionary, my confidence in Mike Trout coming back and at any sort of efficient time frame went from 0% to 0%. It did not change one bit. And that, my friends, is what we call being numb. Numb to information, numb to positive news, because we don't get that here. We don't get that here. So that's all I have to say about it. Can't wait to see him back in the lineup. It better be soon, because if it is not, I'm going to be very concerned, especially if the Angels do what they always do, which is have no updates, right? We're not going to get updates for days and days and days, and then they're going to tell us something, and we're going to be infuriated, right? I'm seeing, did I miss this? Oh, man, you're about to get a live reaction from me of being infuriated. We have people in the comments telling me that Mike Trout officially is going on the IL. Oh, my goodness. When was this announced? Oh, man, I'm going on Twitter right now live on the show because I did not know this. Oh, I'm going to lose it, guys. I'm going to lose it live on this show. As you hear my coworkers screaming that the Clippers won. I love that. And there it is. Mike Trout is going on the IL with a bone bruise. Ron Washington said it's not considered not too serious and that there's no structural damage. Oh, my goodness, I'm going to lose it. I'm not even going to talk about anything else. I'm already at 19 minutes. I'm already going to go. I hear people screaming, celebrating. I'm going to go try to do the only positive thing in my life, which is celebrate the Clippers, because, oh, my gosh, I'm going to lose it. I just found that out. I'm sitting here saying, yes, no structural damage, but I don't care. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you're seeing my live reaction to this news. I cannot believe it. Aaron says he's crashing out. So am I, guys. So am I. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. And I do have unfortunate news I have to end with. Family emergency, illness in the family for one of my relatives. We'll leave it at that. And so I kind of have to do an emergency trip home to the Bay Area tomorrow. For those who don't know, I am from the Bay Area. My family is up there. So the plan tomorrow night was for me to go to the Angels game, was going to drive down with my coworkers. We're going to meet as many of you as possible at the game, anybody who was there. But I'm really sad to announce that I will not be able to go to tomorrow's game. Obviously, the family thing is way more important, and in all honesty, it is horrible news. And so I will be going home to the Bay Area to be with my family, flying out tomorrow morning, and I'll probably be there through Monday. I'll still be able to do all the Angels shows, so don't worry about that. Friday night, I'll be able to do the show. Saturday night, I believe, again, I'll be able to do the show, and then Sunday afternoon, I'll be able to do the show. Monday, I'll be able to do the show. So long story short, I'm not missing any shows, but I will be in the Bay Area and unable to go to tomorrow's game. Was really bummed for a bunch of reasons. Obviously, just in terms of the game, was so excited, right? To be able to meet even one or two of you would have been absolutely unreal for me, a 23-year-old, to have people that want to meet me at a game. Really want to meet you guys. You guys are so loyal to me, always in here. So we will still make that happen. TBD. I might go out the next Friday, depending on how things are with the Clippers. But that the game will still happen. Obviously, some important stuff I got to deal with there. So we're gonna wrap this one up. We're going to cheer things up on a better note. If any of you are a Clippers fan, go Clips, baby. Big time win. We keep it going. And if you're not, and if you're a Lakers fan, my condolences. We're all Angels fans, so we all deserve plenty of condolences. But somehow have a great rest of your Thursday night. Have a great Friday. I'll see you guys back here from the Bay Area on the postcast tomorrow night. Excited for that. And hopefully, please, can we get some good news? Take care, everybody. Go Angels. Brutal loss. Go Clips. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.